Good morning, everyone. Happy start of the week. Today we talked about the UAE condemning the attack that targeted the residence of the UAE ambassador in Sudan, and as well how this Lebanese citizen struggles going back home to Beirut, and Emirates suspends flights to Beirut until the 8th of October.
We're also going to be talking about 11 vehicles that were impounded by Dubai police for reckless driving, as well as DXB opening the first lounge with a stress relief area. We'd really love if you can subscribe to the Lovin Dubai Show podcast wherever you get your podcasts from. Enjoy the show.
Good morning, Dubai. Happy start of the week. I am Farah Bashir, and as well joining me is Farah Makhlouf. So let's just kick it off and start with the headlines for today. The headline is a very sad headline. The UAE condemns the heinous attack that targeted the residence of the UAE ambassador in Sudan.
Another story is a Lebanese citizen struggle going back home.
And as well, Emirates suspends flights to Beirut until the 8th of October.
11 vehicles were impounded by Dubai police for reckless driving and causing disturbance.
DXB opened a first lounge with a stress relief area that we are so excited to look at.
It's 359 days since the genocide continued on October 7 in Gaza. The current death toll stands at 41,595. The number of injured people is 96,251, and 1.9 million people have been displaced from their homes.
And in today's rapid weather report, Dubai, you can expect highs of 38 degrees with humidity around 47 degrees, creating a warm and pleasant day. Let's jump to our headline. So UAE condemns the heinous attack that targeted the residence of the UAE ambassador in Sudan. The United Arab Emirates has strongly condemned the heinous attack that targeted, as said, the residence of the UAE head of mission in Khartoum by a Sudanese army aircraft, which resulted in extensive damage to the building. The UAE has called on the army to assume full responsibility for this cowardly act.
In a statement, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs affirmed that it will submit a letter to the League of Arab States, the African Union, and the United Nations against this attack by the Sudanese armed forces.
The ministry stressed the importance of protecting diplomatic buildings and embassy staff residents in accordance with the treaties and customs that regulate diplomatic relations. The ministry as well expressed its strong condemnation of these criminal acts and its permanent rejection of all forms of violence and terrorism aimed at destabilizing security and stability in contravention of international law. And now let's jump to our next story.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about a Lebanese citizen's struggle going back home. Lovin Dubai spoke to a Lebanese citizen living in Dubai, was visiting Dubai, who, like countless others, finds herself torn between the safety of this vibrant city and her desire to be with her homeland, in her homeland during a time of great difficulty. She said, "The whole situation is bad. My parents are there, and I'm worried about them because they don't want to leave the country. As a family, we took a decision to stay there together."
Now, with ongoing flight cancellations from Dubai to Beirut, she is unable to return home, a situation that is causing her significant distress. She said, "My flights have been cancelled. I'm staying here until I can book another flight. In the end, I will go back. I want to go back."
Hezbollah announced the deaths, who announced?
The death of Hezbollah leader Hassan
Yes.
Nasrallah, as we have mentioned earlier on our page on Friday night, as Israel has simultaneously been bombing Gaza and Lebanon, and the civilian death toll is mounting. But let's jump to our next story as well in light of Lebanon and what's happening in Lebanon. Emirates suspends flights to Beirut until the 8th of October of 2024. And customers are transiting through Dubai with final destination Beirut will not be accepted for travel at their point of origin. Impacted customers must contact their booking agents for alternative travel options or contact if they have booked with Emirates directly. And as well, in light of what's going on, this is all in light of what's going on, the tensions between Israel and Lebanon, the Emirates decided to announce that decision to suspend the flights until October 8th.
This decision reflects the current instability in the region and aims to ensure the safety of travelers and their crew members, as this is a precautionary measure in response to the evolving situation.
Now, for those affected by this cancellation, it is essential to contact your booking agents for alternative travel options, as mentioned earlier. As Emirates mentioned in a statement, we apologize for the inconvenience. However, the safety of crew and customers is our top priority and will not be compromised. But now let's take a short break and talk about the Lovin Dubai newsletter. It has got a major refresh. If you shun social media but would still like your daily dose of fresh news to your inbox daily, you can subscribe now to the Lovin Dubai newsletter.
On to the next story. 11 vehicles were impounded by Dubai police. So they seized 11 vehicles for various reasons, including reckless driving, organizing unauthorized rallies, causing road disturbances, making unauthorized modifications to their vehicles' engines and chassis, disturbing residents, and littering on public roads. It does seem like these vehicles were impounded on different days. And some people were saying in the comments that it looked like they were celebrating Saudi National Day. So these were definitely taken on different days.
Well, a 50,000 dirham penalty was imposed on the impounded vehicles, and this is all in accordance with the decree number 30 of 2023 for the release of the vehicle. Of course, because the UAE, we know that the UAE does not support any form of, I would say, that anything that can disturb the peace of the roads, peace of the country and the city specifically.
No, that's especially true, and that's why the fines are really, really high when you do that sort of like violations, especially on the road. Like, it's not safe for you, but it's also not safe for other people on the road with you. It's a bit of an inconsiderate kind of situation to put yourself and put other people in with you as well. So the fines are pretty high to get your vehicle out of the impounds, 50,000 dirham. So it's not a small price to pay at all. But if you took a look at the video, basically it just shows there were a lot of people like standing on the outside of their car, out the window. There was a lot of like, obviously like revving, honking the horn, all that stuff, and like driving recklessly in general. So, I mean, I get that some of them were celebrating an occasion, but at the same time, like, you need to do it really mindfully and nothing that would violate the laws of the city.
I agree with you. What I love and what makes Dubai is that you do have your freedom to celebrate, to voice an opinion, as long as it is not affecting others, because that's what makes Dubai one of the safest cities in the world. You know what I mean? And like, if they are like doing all of these acts on the road, they are not only putting their lives in danger, however, they also are putting the lives of other people in danger. Because you never know. My dad all the time tells me, like, you know what, Farah, it takes a second to get into an accident and to jeopardize your life.
100%.
And well, the lives of others. So I don't think anyone would really want to jeopardize their lives at this point.
No, it's not an easy situation. It's definitely not taken lightly at all by Dubai police. Like, they will enforce the law, and you might think you can get away with it and all that stuff, but there are cameras everywhere, as you could see from that video. Like, you're not likely to get away with much if you think you would.
No, the thing is, like, you can't even really get away with anything. You know what I mean? Like, the Dubai police, they are so, I would say, vigilant to everything that's happening around in the city, whether it is cars, whether it is scams or thefts that happen. And that's what makes people who live in Dubai know, like, oh yeah, you know what, I live in Dubai, I'm going to put my phone here and no one's going to take it. Because the people that are around, they know that if they would ever take it, or they would take it, they will for sure get caught. But let's jump to our next story. So this story is very, I would say, interesting, because DXB opened the first lounge with a stress relief area. So Yes, let us know.
The assisted lounge is in Terminal 2 of the airport and is centered around making people of determination as comfortable as possible during their travel. The stress relief, aka the decompression room, that's what it's actually called, was designed to relieve anyone feeling overstimulated like those with autism.
Now, the lounge is constructed with wide enough spaces to accommodate wheelchairs. There are also features that help people with hearing and visual impairments, such as tactile material, diffused lighting, and a push for help buttons.
There's also a designated area for unaccompanied minors to ensure their safety during traveling. This project comes in collaboration between Dubai Airports and DNATA as part of a larger project aimed to enhance accessibility for all terminals of the airport. The Assistant Travel Lounge will be open for public use today, September 30th.
I mean, I love how the UAE is there to accommodate people, everyone, whether they are people of determination, people of everyone, really everyone, you know what I mean? And this makes me really happy. My sister is cabin crew herself, and she all the time tells me about how they are trained, because they do go to training college, and how they are actually trained to accommodate people with special needs, whether it's even as little as anxiety.
Yeah, true. Like, the airport especially really try to make it like as smooth as possible, because traveling can induce anxiety. Even if you are not a person of determination, like traveling in general can cause a little bit of anxiety and worry and stuff like that. So the fact that DXB takes that into account and tries to like accommodate everyone depending on their different disabilities and stuff like that, it really goes to show the sentiment of like the country in general.
100%.
Like they really take into account everything. So whether it's a visual impairment or a hearing impairment, any sort of disability, wheelchair use, like you're going to find assistance at the airport. That's 100% a fact.
I agree with you 100%. And as well, because like if you think about it, there are people who their job requires a lot of traveling. And sadly enough, they get a lot of anxiety. And with that comes, you know, like the time differences, like, you know, like, can you imagine if someone like is here and needs to go to the US, and it's like different time zones and everything. It gets really, I would say, like daunting in a way, and it takes a lot of effort from
to feel
to actually to feel like, you know what, I am here. I have my sister, she told me once that because of the travel, you know, sometimes she wakes up in the middle of the night and she goes like, oh my god, I don't know, where am I? I don't know what time is it.
True, because like they're traveling so often that sometimes they're just a little bit like, I need a second to remember where I am and what time it is.
Literally.
It's definitely like one of those situations where it's not very easy. So like the decompression room, yes, they did mention that this will really be beneficial for people with autism or any like on the spectrum in general. So that is like the target audience as well for it, but it's not necessary. So like even if you just, you know, suffer from anxiety or something, you can always like go check out the decompression room in the lounge and you know, take a moment to like, you know, de-stress and compose yourself. There's literally nothing else in the room except for a couch. It's really quiet and everything, and they made a really nice video like showcasing what the lounge looks like, how you can use it to your advantage depending on your needs and stuff like that. Like it was really refreshing to see that sort of you know, level of commitment at DXB.
100%. And honestly, like at this point, just makes me think in a way like, find me an airport that actually, with all due respect to all airports all around the world, but at this point, DXB Airport is leveling up its game, because it's thinking of people of determination and of everyone really. You know, creating such space for people with, as you said, autism. My sister tells me alone how like on the plane, it really requires a lot of effort to get a child that is suffering from autism or really any kind of like spectrum, as you have mentioned, to fly, to maybe make them feel safe. So to have that before someone with autism or someone with like a disability get on the plane, just like reassure them that they are actually in the right and correct safe space.
Yeah, 100%. It's really nice to see, to be honest. So do check it out. It's open today to the public. So if you want to check it out and see what it's all about, definitely go for it.
For sure. Well, it is 8:44 on a Monday morning, and we had a lot of hard news for you guys. But stay tuned tomorrow, same time, same place. And thank you, Farah, for joining me.
Of course. Thanks for having me. All right. Bye, guys.